Right. One last question. Yeah. You have the mic?
Hi, my name is Aryan, and my question is, as we saw, there's a tax relief up to 12 lakhs. So, as this was announced, we saw a quick boom in the FMCG sector as well as the auto sector. So, the auto indices and Auto B saw a good boom along with the top companies like Mahindra and Mahindra, Maruti Suzuki. So, is it like the government wants the middleman and the middle class to spend wisely and spend in the auto sector? If not, then which other sector?
So I think most of us should not take too much note of short-term moves of specific sectors. See, when you look at, like you said, as soon as this announcement was made, automobile and FMCG stocks ran up. Those are very small volumes. They're not a great barometer of which sector is the ideal sector to invest the money in. Second, if there is money left on the table, see, if there was little money left, like every budget is incremental, 5,000 more in one's hand, 10,000 more. This time it is significantly more, is why it's spilled over from FMCG to automobile. Because the ticket sizes are large. To answer your pointed question, if you ask me which are the sectors we would like to focus on, we call it ABC. A is automobile, banking and consumption driven, any stock for that matter.
My question is that, was the government focused on ESG compliance?
Kavita, you'll have to repeat
The
this
government's
question.
focus on ESG compliance.
Tough question. For your generation and our generation, ESG's definition will vary.
Okay.
Globally also, we have seen ESG definition getting changed.
Okay.
Sometime back, nuclear energy was a no-go area. Today, it has become part of ESG compliance. Sometime back, certain arms and ammunitions were outside of ESG, with stocks depleting all over the world because of war. That has become part of ESG. I think we will have to follow India's definition of ESG. First on governance, then on environmental, and then on social standards. We should do it on our terms rather than accepting global definition.
So I can just give you one perspective. I think the government's focus on ESG compliance will always be in context of the global environment. Classic case is not India. Classic case is how Europe stands to ESG changed in the context of the Russia-Ukraine war and access to oil. But I can tell you that in the last 3 years, SEBI has made massive steps towards ESG disclosures for the top 500 companies, which then makes us far more capable to launch funds that are genuinely ESG, right? Because at the end of the day, I need transparency and disclosure in what a company is doing to make a judgment on whether it really falls within ESG or not. So I think SEBI has done a lot of work. I mean, we know from many peers across the globe that some of these disclosure standards today are world-class, at least for the first 500 companies. So I don't think it's only the government's responsibility. It's SEBI, it's the RBI, green bonds have become fairly large, lots of issuances. So across the ecosystem, things are happening.
You want to add, Feroz?
From an investor standpoint, I think this is, now if Anthony Saab can launch a fund. But from an investor standpoint, I think we are a long way away. I, as an investor, I would not want Indian investors to focus on ESG. Firstly, 92% of the last year, households saved 34 lakh crores. You know how much went into equity? 7%. How much went into deposits? 43%. 17% went into ULIP. 12% and 13% went into small savings. Pension took 10%. How will somebody beat inflation? I don't understand. We on TV shows keep talking about 60 equity, 40 test, itna aaram se. देखने जाओ तो इंडिया एलोकेट कर रही है 7% इक्विटी में. ESG बाद में करूंगा. आज मेरे महंगाई मात देने की लाले पड़े हुए हैं. So when I have to become responsible, I'll become responsible as a country. Some developed country has gone through that full evolution. India has to go through the evolution. Today the government is allowing investors to make a choice. Earlier government was forcing and making you invest in debt instruments. That's what the ATC was all about. So I'm very happy that today you're getting money in your hand. we can look at responsibility as an investor. Of course, every company, I think basic hygiene should be ESG. I am also a
Right.
listed company. I think I should have ESG as the basic fabric of my banat or the
Right.
cultural fabric of my banat.
Exactly.
But from an investor standpoint, I think it's a little way away.
All right.